Hello and welcome to Your Thoughts podcast. My name is Tyler. I've got my co-host here, Ryan. We've got Mr. Jay Berger
Hey guys,
on the
how's it going?
Zoom.
Good
Hey,
morning, sir.
good morning, gentlemen.
So Jay
Eh,
is the host of Geeks in the City. He's a comedian. What else do you do, Jay?
Oh man, acting. It's a lot of stuff. Acting. I produce comedy shows back when things used to be normal. Uh, uh, I was in a Broadway play probably not too long ago.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
really?
Yeah. Funny story about that. I do a mix of variety of things. Voice acting, pretty big on that. Kind of actually getting into the groove with that. Speaking to a lot of different voice actors, and uh,
Yeah, I was checking out your
they've given.
podcast. You had some voice actors on.
Yeah. I was extremely lucky and privileged enough to be able to speak with these people because I reached out with the expectations that they'll be like no, and I was like, hey, do you think maybe if I get I had 10 minutes of your time, and they were like sure. I was like wow, okay.
All right, let's do
uh,
it.
yeah, like I got to come up with questions now. Damn, I'm so
I wasn't prepared for you to say
yeah,
yes.
I'm so prepared for people to turn me down, and then for me to be follow up with the. I mean, it's okay, but
Yeah.
it's weird when people finally give you the okay. It's like when I asked my lady out, like, "Do you want to go out for food?" Sure.
Wait,
Damn,
really?
Wait.
like,
Shit. What was
damn.
plan?
Yeah,
What
dog.
was
I
step
didn't
two?
think I'd get this far.
Step two
I
was question marks on here.
not at all. Like not at all, gentlemen.
Who did you
Right
interview
on.
most recently?
I've interviewed a lot actually. I just haven't uploaded the episodes yet.
Time.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different voice actors I spoke to. I know the one that I'm most highlighted about is probably Callie Bear, who is the narrator from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, Gohan. So that was in
Represent.
yeah, that
Who's
was intense. Oh yeah, I see
it?
it. So that was
Just for this.
uh,
I don't have
that
it.
was intense. I reached out to him and he was like, "Yo, man, sure." And I was like, "Wow." Um, Another one that I'm really proud of is I'm probably gonna upload that one soon. His name is Eric Kelso. He's not as big as a lot of the other voice actors, but he's big to me because when I first started gaming, when I was about probably like 8 years old, I played a game called Bait and Kaitos, and he was the voice actor in that game. So to reach out to the first person I've ever really experienced the game with and speak to him has been crazy. It was also kind of sad because I reached out to him. I'm like, you don't know how much you mean to me. You was in this game I played when I was a kid, and he was like, "What game is that?" I was like, "It's called Bait and Kaitos." He was like, "I don't really remember," and I was like, "Son of a damn."
It's
Um,
so inspirational to me, man. It means so
oh
much. Who?
yeah, I was like, "Dang." He was like, "But I'm glad you enjoyed it." I'm like, "Oh man," but he was really cool. Um,
That's awesome.
That definitely, I get that as like an artist, just doing so many different things. You're like, wait, I did that?
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't remember.
And I'm sure it must
yeah,
have been like
yeah.
years previously too.
Oh yeah. It was crazy. I was like, all my hopes were getting dashed. I was like, what about your relationship with this person? He was like, dude, I didn't even meet none of those people. I was like, oh man, this
Didn't
is
have the
terrible.
studio. Didn't even
Yeah,
talk.
this is back when voice acting was like everybody was in a single booth and you just turned
Mhm.
in your lines and you came back. Um, but it's I completely understand because I can do comedy shows and people be like, can you do this joke? And I was like, how does it go again? And they're like, so uh, it's pretty cool. The podcast has been really awesome. What I've been able to do in such a small sort of time, especially being with the way how the world kind of took a took a left turn uh,
Right.
out of nowhere. Just kind of, I was like, all right, we're going right, and it was like I'm gonna go over here, and it was like, oh okay. So I'm really happy with what my team was able to do because it's six of us. And then we have we have a manga out on webtoon, so that's really
Six of
cool.
you guys all on the mics.
Yeah. We have a
That's a
podcast.
complex dynamic.
You know, it was at the very beginning, but we've been doing it for 2 years now, and then now through the glory of Zoom, you can just mute people now if you
Yep.
if
Get
they
that
start
back.
talking. So as
All
soon as
right, this person's turn.
yeah, that's it. And then it's funny because you get to make fun of them like psychologically because it's like raise your hand if you really want to speak, and it's like haha, like so. It works out. The podcast stemmed from me and my closest friends. There's some guys in it that are new when I first started, but I originally came out with the idea because I just wanted to have a platform where I can talk with two of my friends about the latest things I played, and it became a team of six people, and those guys, my co-hosts, his name is Bonds. All the members are important. Bonds, Gare Bear, Al Wolf, Biz, Inkpen. They really helped me get this far. You know what they say: if you want to go strong, you go alone, but if you want to go far, you go with a team. So,
Gotta have a sport.
Yeah.
It's a lot more helpful to have people helping with you.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, I definitely did lose out to a couple sponsorships because of these guys. Because I was like, I did a comedy tour about 2 years ago, and I was like, all right, guys, I ain't gonna be here for about 2-3 months, so I'm leaving the show to you. All right, it's up to you guys. Make sure you guys put out some wholesome content. And I came back to an email like, yeah, guys, we don't think this is what we really want.
Is that wholesome in quotations?
I was like, what happened, you guys? They was like, oh, we thought we did good. I was like, you fools. Like, we was at the money. Like
right there.
Damn.
I mean, if the sponsors don't want you for you, then they're not worth it.
Hey man, they was talking some nice change. I was willing to. I was willing to make arrangements.
There's a price for everything.
Yeah, there definitely is. You know,
Casper Air Mattress.
Like it was like, hey man, it was talking some change. It was like, look guys, we won't have to pay no more. Like we're in the winning, and I can't.
Yeah, I definitely get that.
I was so upset. But you know, all things worked out. They've been with me through thick and thin. We all started Twitch recently. We're all affiliates, so now we all kind of get paid through Twitch. So that's really cool. That's where we do our podcast at the current moment every Wednesdays. We doing on Twitch.
Nice.
But yeah,
I didn't check you guys out on Twitch. I saw your YouTube and I saw the podcast on Spotify.
Yeah. I think we're everywhere. It's weird because when you start putting your podcast on different platforms, you start learning about like different locations you didn't even think existed. I was like, I looked up my name, looked up the podcast recently, and it was like on sites. I was like, why would I ever come here? What's Owl? It was extreme. It was extremely weird. But the Twitch thing has been really cool. If you don't know, Twitch has like 3 different levels where you're able to get paid. So we all started from 0, and because of 6 of us, instead of us all using one channel, we all broke up to individual channels, and each of one of us is now at the affiliate level where we get like ads and things like that. So it's really cool. I'm very happy about the success we were able to achieve.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I've been seeing Twitch like really explode recently, and I almost would wonder if you feel this way. I know we all said, you know, this year's taken a left turn. Do you actually think it's been more advantageous to get stuff done and grow your brand now that people are home, they want to listen to something, and you've been able to expand a lot this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I think now of all times, all eyes are on digital media, digital content, especially in the early months. I would say like April, May, June, like everybody was home and everybody was trying to find something new or find something to take them away from what was going on, just some type of entertainment. Exactly. Because I think every one of us once had a thought was like, man, if I can just be home all day, that'd be great. And then you got it, and you're like, wow, this sucks. Like,
what you wish for.
And like, I kind of want to go back to work and deal with those customers that are trash. But yeah, I definitely
can't go
agree.
to that shitty bar anymore, even though I really want to.
Not at all. It's crazy. Because I've even seen like politics take advantage of Twitch. Yeah. Like they're playing game like Among Us, like, hey, get out there and vote, and
AOC.
Yeah, like, get out there and vote while I play this game about betraying people and lying. You know what I mean? Like, so It's sort of weird. It's sort of weird, but everybody's out there, and I think that's why I put so much focus on content this year. Why I wanted to make a webtoon, and it doesn't stop. I was able to achieve a lot this year. I'm very proud of everyone that's involved. That took part of this growth. Because it wasn't easy, it's you guys on your own podcast, the grind, the difficulty, like when you're looking at, man, I wonder if anybody's liking the pot. You look at the view counts, and now
Yeah.
analytics wise, it's like, wow, we're in like 18 different countries. I can't even spell some of these countries. Like, and I don't even know if they speak our language, but people are enjoying the content, and the feedback from the community, especially the Twitch community, is very intimate, because it's right there. YouTube is something where you have to put content out there, and you have to wait for it to take off, or you wait for engagement to come back to you. Twitch is instant. You start whatever you're doing, you have like 20 people listening to you live right there that can engage with you and speak with you, and
Right.
give instant feedback, which I think as content creators, we all look for that feedback. We all look for that, not that acceptance, because I feel like if you go out there and you make content just for other people, you end up losing
Oh
ideas
yeah, you lose your
of what you personally want to
individuality.
do. Yeah. Definitely something I see people going out there like, I'm gonna make a video on cats. Well, I like dogs. Okay, that's what I'll do then. It's like, well, that's
I
not what
think
you
you
went out
lose
to
the
do.
passion for it too.
Oh
Like
yeah,
eventually it becomes about making
pleasing
other
people.
people happy and potentially money, and those things just don't gratify you.
Yeah, for sure. The main, I tell everyone, who whatever you do, no matter content creation, you be an actor, voice actor, chase the dream. The money will follow. If you burn yourself out and you're constantly looking for the check, that you can make yourself extremely depressed. And then, one thing I hate to see is burnout. I
Oh yeah,
think
Yeah.
I've toured with comedians who they didn't want to do it, but they kept doing it. And it's crazy to see someone who goal was to be this top comedian. They're just like, I just want to get my time over with and go home. And it's like, oh man, it's no longer fun.
nope.
you know
Made a whole job out of it now.
right. And that's the whole thing. The thing is to make money doing what you like.
Mhm.
Like, so it's
And
it's
to
it's
do it
sad to
so that
see.
it's not like your day job, because your day job sucks, so you want to do that.
Yeah, I never spoke to someone who had a career and was like upset about it. Like I never spoke to a doctor that was like, oh God, surgery again. And it's like, so it's very important that you find like something that you like, and then you build around it. And then the crazy thing is that with the world we live in today, is that you can make money doing almost anything. You just need to
Almost
find the audience for it. I have friends that are Instagram models, and they show me their checks, and I'm like, man,
damn.
if I can just like get a still cutout and get a nice camera, I can make an illusion. Um, but yeah, definitely, everyone's looking at digital content these days, and I see it happening a lot more, regardless of hopefully when the world goes back to the way it was, because I hate people when they're like, yo, this is the new normal. I'm like, well, this suck. uh
In the before times.
In the
Yo, man, like I used to, I tell you a real story. I worked with middle school students my whole, like, all the time I'm doing a podcast, all the time I was being a comedian. I was a teacher. I worked in the school board of education.
oh wow,
Yeah. And I was with
Any
middle school students.
specific focus?
I was an assistant, so it was just whoever
Oh,
I was
gotcha.
paired with, honestly. But I like to be paired with like world history, like, and things like that. I hated math. They used to throw me in the math class, and they'd be like, "Do you understand that's on the board?" I'm like, "Dog, nah."
that's cuneiform up there.
I'm like, "Nah, man. This look completely different from when I was a kid." Like,
I'm here to
so
assist, not teach.
yeah, I'm here to guide. Yo, you know what you should do? You should open up your book and turn to that page with the examples on it, because they'll definitely do a better job than I'm doing right now. Um, but my whole goal was I didn't want to be I like middle school students because they're at the age where they're most impressionable. But they're like, we're gonna transfer you, and I was like, great, I could be with elementary school students. That's easy. And they're like, nah, we're gonna turn you with high schools, and I'm like,
Oh
damn,
no.
they're some of them are bigger than me, so I hated it. I was in the high school for months, and I got transferred. And I remember the day perfectly because that's the day the world wanted to go left. And it was like March 16th, we're gonna transfer you. I was like, sweet. March 17th, they was like, hey, you should stay home. And I was like, okay.
All
March
right, I can do
18th.
that.
Yeah, it was March 18th. They was like, yeah, we'll call you back. We'll figure this out. And then like March 21st, they was like, yo, so it's closed, dog. Don't even we'll see about it. We'll see next year. And I was like, oh man. And it's rough because a lot of teachers took a lot of hard hits this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been extremely hard for
They've had
anybody
to
in
learn how to navigate this whole new teaching style
yeah.
on the fly
Yeah, my
too.
mother-in-law herself is a teacher, and she is not technically savvy at all. And
Oh yeah,
watching
my mother.
her try to like adapt and integrate the work from home dynamic with the laptop and everything like that, she was just breaking down.
Yeah.
Like, did not look easy on her.
Yeah, my mother the same way. My mother for the first time just touched the tablet like
Oh, wow.
this year, and she was like, I don't get it, and I don't wanna. It's why am I the screen is touchable? It where are the buttons? Like that's my mother's. She definitely missed the technology wave. So
Oh, absolutely.
it was definitely hard on her. It was hard on so many people because a lot of people got got the pink slip. They just got cut. Yeah, we don't think we're gonna need you. Substitutes. Uh, people in the food department. Uh, everyone. A lot of people just they got
Oops.
cut.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh no, it's all good.
Okay,
We're recording this.
you're scaring me, man.
Oh, I'm like, oh man, that's funny. Like that's terrible. Like,
Oh no! Something else happened. Are we good? We good, Tyler? Are we
So
good?
we weren't recording the secondary audio. We're recording the audio from the video, but
Oh no.
it's all good.
oh man, I definitely get to some. You got to play it off and be like everything is good. I've had those moments entirely. I've recorded interviews with voice actors, and it got at the end. It was like, I didn't get no audio. Like,
What interview?
maybe I could reenact the interview with myself and make it seem like they were there. Like it's definitely
No, we're definitely good. We've got plenty of audio forms. It's just this one is direct to our mics,
no, right.
but it's still through Zoom, so we're all good.
Oh man, oh that's great. That's great.
It's just funny.
So when making money, when it comes to something you're passionate about, you just mentioned earlier that you made a webtoon, and I would love to touch on that because I know that's a relatively new thing. I don't know a whole lot about it, but from what I understand, is that a platform out of Korea?
Well, not necessarily exactly. See, Webtoon is a platform where content when I don't want to say content creators, but manga artists in general, can put their can basically publish a manga or comic book
Right.
for free. Absolutely for free. You don't have to pay no one. You can put
So you
your
don't have to deal with like publishing fees.
not at all. It's really cool because you can if your comic does really well, Webtoon will pay you to turn it to like an original series and things like that. And it's crazy to see how far it's come. Some of them got an anime.
Yeah, 2 anime adaptations: Tower of God and
God of High School. Yeah,
God of High School. Yep.
yeah, and even
Interesting.
Sweet Home is a Netflix series now.
Oh, that show is crazy.
It really is, and
I was watching that the other night on mushrooms. It's fucking
crazy
crazy.
how crazy it is for you in that world. Like,
I felt it.
oh man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's crazy to see. We were just talking about people being able to make money and get what they want to do by putting out this content over the internet, and that's just one of those huge success stories. Is webtoons.
Yeah. It was definitely a crazy thing. I guess I should tell you how the webtoon came to be. So, the webtoon was originally a sitcom idea. That was the idea behind it. What I was going to do is I was going to take my friends who are all in my podcast, and we were going to make a sitcom, a monthly sitcom, put it on YouTube, which was basically going to be the story of the comic. The story was there's a person named Bob who's moving into this location with all these guys, and they have all these different personalities, and he has to adapt. And over time, he grows to like them and realize that he's one of them. So we shot, we did like a pilot episode, was really cool, and we're like, you know what, we should go back and get some more scenes because there's some things we want to tweak and change. Following the next week, the COVID happened, so the building shut down.
Oh, this is all very recent then.
Yeah, this is all like the idea was born in January. We recorded in February. It ended in March. Like just that fast. What a time indeed. So I sat with this idea because I didn't want to like get rid of it. So I spoke to my partner about it, and I was like, well, why don't we make it a comic book or a manga? And he was like, great. I was like, awesome. Problem. What? We can't draw. Like we can't draw for shit.
Yeah, getting a good artist would be it's a little difficult.
Expensive.
Well, we had to it definitely is. So we scoured, and we were looking for these, like, we just looked for artists. We took, if you guys can see the blueprints to some of these comics, I was like, why are we like stick figures? And it was like, yo, man, that's it's really gonna take
That's
off.
what I gotta bring to the table, man.
You want better, you gotta hire somebody.
Yo, he was like, I was like, how much is this gonna cost? Yeah, it's gonna be like $1,000. I was like, man, no. Like I don't think so.
I mean, ASDF did pretty well on YouTube.
ASDF.
Hey man. Like, hey man. And the thing is that, you know, you after a while you start getting a little depressed because it's like, damn, like I can't do it, and no one's really working. So how do we build the funds? And by chance, I got into this conversation with these artists, Samaya Deep and his brother. And before we even talked about pricing and stuff like that, we spoke about the story, and they got it and they understood. And it was like, how about this? And we worked out an agreement where it was like, hey, I can do this. And it turned out amazing. It turned out really good. They was really able to capture every character. And I was saying things I was like, hey, I want this dude to get hit and flipped by a girl. I don't have any context, so figure it out. And
this is what I want. Make it happen.
And they drew up a sample, and I was like, all right, cool. All right, now I got the context, so this is what's going to happen. And it was really cool. And, you know, the relationship we've been able to make with them, it's very weird, because now ever since, like, I got it done, I get all these emails from all these, like, indie artists that's like, hey, man, I'll draw it for free. And I'm like, man, where were you guys, like, 5-6 months ago? Like,
build it and they'll come.
And everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, build it and they'll come.
So it's crazy now, because now we have a Kickstarter that's starting in January for the comic, which if people enjoy it, they can be able to help put funds to it and things like that to help produce it. I'll do my best to keep it going as much as possible. But it's a great opportunity to see, like, you know, for people to connect with you and want to help. I don't know if you guys know about Kickstarter. Kickstarter is an amazing thing when it's used for good, because I've seen people on Kickstarter
when it's used for good.
Yeah, it's some ridiculous things.
Oh yeah,
out there, man.
Like building that wall.
Yo, like I was on the fence, because Kickstarter is very weird, because Kickstarter is like, yo, if you're like $1 short of your goal, we don't give you no money. And I'm like,
yeah. I totally fucked myself. I should have gone and done an Indiegogo. My band did Kickstarter, and we lost all the funds. We were trying to fund an album.
Yeah, I remember you guys talking about that on the first episode.
Yeah. We had no idea either. It just, like, it didn't come to fruition, and then we were just like, we don't get any of that?
Oh, yeah. Luckily, I had people talking to me, like, because I was like, do I do Kickstarter or GoFundMe? It was like, do Kickstarter. I was like, but they keep your money if you fail. It was like, it's more success there. And like, I was just looking up like the ridiculousness on like both sites. Like, a dude was on GoFundMe, was like, I'm trying to build a doghouse for $80,000. And I was like, why? And like the pledge rewards were,
that's a house.
I was like, dude, are you building a house for your dog or for yourself? Like, which one is it? And the pledge rewards were ridiculous. It was like if you donate over $1,000, there'll be a picture of you in the doghouse. I was like, this is crazy. So we ended up doing Kickstarter is set into January. It's set up to be January 1st. Our pledge goal is very low. So hey, like I'm pretty sure we can hit it because that's another thing. You don't want to set yourself up too high and things like that because then if you don't hit your goal, like you don't get anything and stuff like that. And I respect that, trying to build the album, because that was one of my main things when I was doing comedy. I was gonna make a comedy album, and then that evolved into me submitting. I was able to submit a video over to Netflix, which was really, really cool. It was really amazing.
Did they greenlight it?
Definitely did not. This definitely happened during the month of March. This all, it's crazy. All this stuff happened.
You should post that on YouTube. I was trying to find you on YouTube.
I was definitely considering it because this is how my brain worked, right? It was like, this content is still good, right? If I put it up on YouTube, I won't be able to do the jokes no more when I go around.
Yeah, it'll already be out there. It won't be fresh.
Like the thing is that music is so different because you can listen to a song 30 times, and every time Purple Rain will come on, you'll turn it up. If people hear the same joke twice, they
know the
blacklist
punchline.
you. They're like they're making up their own conclusions. Boo, it sucked, or we heard it before, and it's like, oh man.
I don't know, man. Certain things, because like if we're talking anime, I've watched Konosuba like 3 or 4 times, and I die laughing every single time.
I love that show. I got an interview with Megumi coming up soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I am definitely out there in this anime world. Like, I'll make sure I'll be like, hey guys, listen, there are 2 dudes out there that love your voice acting. And I'll get, I got you, dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
I got you. I'll ever say explosion, I'll ever say I'm gonna explode you. I wouldn't know. That sounds weird. Like, I forget that.
You know that the voice actress for Aqua is like a god tier level Smash player, and she'll go out and like play at cons with Smash.
Yeah.
If she beats you, she gets to take a photo with you, shaming you or something like that.
I love voice actors like that. It was, what's crazy. I didn't get the interview yet, but I'm speaking to him. I'm a big fan of this game called Disgaea. Ever since I was a kid, and the main character, his name is Laharo, and the voice actor from that is Rita from the Power Rangers, the actual like make my Rangers go, like her.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was like, oh wow. And she was like, yeah, I've been doing like, and like, you see, it's crazy when you see these people's resumes and you see how much stuff they was able to do. And I was like, oh man, you're like, I don't want to say you were my hero because I kind of wanted you to lose when I was a kid, but like as an adult, I can truly appreciate everything. Most definitely. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's really, I've been really lucky, man, to like have these conversations with people, and it all starts with, hey, would you be able, or would you be interested in things like that? And people get so scared of the no part that they tend not to ask, or they tend not to even approach. And if anyone's listening, if there's something you want to do, and if someone you want to reach, you never know, reach out. And right now, I think now of all time, people are looking, hey, sure, if this will help you, great, no problem. I was been able to grow my podcast to a level that I didn't think was possible by simply asking, is it okay? And now it's like, oh wow, who are you going to talk to next? I'm like, I don't know. Like,
get the foot in the door, you got to keep it coming.
Yeah. Now people are expecting, and it's like, man, this is crazy. And some of them even reach out to you, and like, it's like, wow, I'm really being in this world, because I never wanted to be an interviewer. Like, that was never my goal. Like, I just wanted to speak to like 3 people that was in like cartoons I watched as a kid, and just be like, why did y'all keep ending the episode when it got good? And it was like,
why did this fight take 5 episodes?
It's like, it's in the script, dude. I'm like, oh, okay. So, ever since then, and then, I'm very self-conscious about stuff like that, because I think I'm terrible with these interviews, and they're like, man, that was the best interview I've had. And I'm like, really? Yeah, I'm like,
You just gotta try it, man. Throw it out there.
sheesh. And then like I look it up and I look up the interviews on people and I'm like, wow, these guys are really bad. So like it's ridiculous. So you've been, who are some of the characters or do you voice? Well, I voice Gohan. Wow. Okay. Who's Gohan for people who don't know? It's like, come on, dude. Like,
They don't do their research.
That means food. I know that.
Does it really?
Yeah, Gohan is food in Japanese.
yeah.
And almost
all
all the
food?
Dragon Ball characters
Yeah,
are
they're
based
all
off
they're
food.
all they're all based off Vegeta's
Yeah, Vegeta.
all
Vegetable.
plants, carrots.
Kakarot, yeah.
Then you get and they're still doing it because
Raditz.
yeah, Raditz,
Piccolo.
Cumber is a cucumber, like so.
Toriyama at his best.
Yeah, I'm
Just
I'm
have
hoping.
an insane amount of names to go off of if you do that.
Yeah, man, it's something that's also cool is that when you start speaking to a lot of voice actors, you start getting like in the know and stuff. Because I spoke with the voice actor for Baby Vegeta, and like he made me swear he's like you can't tell no one, but I might be in that game soon. I'm like, in fighters, Baby Vegeta,
Oh, interesting.
from GT and things like that. So, it's really cool. I'm planning.
Oh,
It's
you
so-
started getting quieter.
Oh, I am.
I hear him just fine.
Oh shit, is it my headphones?
I hope not. Those look pretty nice. Like I don't like I hope they're great.
Oh no, that's better.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, great.
Back to normal.
But yeah, I encourage everybody that's doing whatever you're doing, do it now. Do it now of all times. So I took a very bad situation and I used it to my advantage 100%. I woke up and I was like, well, if I was ever gonna do something, now would be the time. And I would like to say that 2019 was wrapping up to be the best year of my life. I did a 1-hour special that like I was going to submit to Netflix, and I was able to submit it, and it was like great. And it wasn't even about getting a big check from Netflix. It was just about, hey, your show is on Netflix. That was just something
That's a huge boost.
I was gonna be able. That's a huge thing.
That's a huge
Just to be
deal.
able to say it.
Just to be like, hey, look up my shows on, because I used to scour on Netflix and like look up comedy specials. And I'd be like, these are like really bad. Like I don't understand how they get up here. And it's like, and I reached out and I emailed them and I was like, hey, I have a comedy special, and they were like, what's your audience? And I'm like, and I lied. I was like, it's pretty massive. And they were like,
I mean, at least like 10 people.
at least.
10. I mean, 10,000.
I'm talking about at least. Maximum is infinite.
And then they was like, well, submit a show. They was like, well, submit what you're trying to do. And like, I went out and I toured. I recorded. I did how long was the show? It was like, it was at least 3 months. I built up. It was called Jay Burger. It's funny, but it's not true.
That was the title.
Yeah, that was the name of the special. I filmed it in New Jersey, in Newark. I did the previous show in New York City. The final taping of it, where we had like the cameras and everything, was in New Jersey. It was in Newark at this bar that I started doing comedy early in. So it was like coming back to humble beginnings and things like that.
Nice. Yeah.
And plus they had a stage, which is really, really cool. Like
Yeah, that's a whole different level.
oh, yo, I've been to so many open mics, and I'm like, where's the stage? And they're like, I'm standing on it. I'm like, oh,
It's that corner over there next to the restroom.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
I've
over
definitely
there.
played bars like that.
yo, countless of times. So like to have that big, so we made it a really big show, and like the turnout was incredible. Like I haven't seen so many people like in my life. I was like, wow, you guys really all came out. And it was really important to me because I had an entire lineup of different comedians and different musicians and things like that. And I wanted to pay them. So like all the money I made from tickets, I was able to like pay my talent, because whenever you do something, comedy, music, you work for free for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's when you're able to get that first, here's a check, for performing, and it's like, wow, $100 for me for singing for 5 minutes. Yeah, man, you earned it. And it was really cool for me to be able to do that for some people, because some of these guys had never gotten a paycheck,
Right.
and if I can take my platform and for one day, even if it's only one day, I can make you feel like an actual musician or an actual comedian, then I'm happy to have done that, because that's something that I wanted to see when I just got started. So I was able to
Mhm.
return the favor and see people smile and be happy and to do the show and to do all that stuff, and then to submit it over to Netflix and to be like, okay, we're reviewing it and we're liking it, and it's like great. They could have been blowing smoke up my ass. I don't really know, but it was a great feeling. Um, and then literally 2 months later, it was like, yeah, man. So I don't know. It's this thing called COVID going on. So I don't think we're doing anything right now. But we'll be in contact. And you get depressed, so but you take the best out of a worse situation. And I think that's what we were able to do. I think for the year 2021, we're gonna go extra hard. Um,
And now that the vaccine's here, hopefully,
Oh yeah,
hopefully.
yeah, oh, dude, trust me. Because like two members of my podcast caught it, and I was like, why? Like,
What?
y'all don't even like y'all don't go nowhere. What are y'all not telling me? Like, what y'all do? like,
Broke into their house, slapped them with a COVID.
like, does it just do you just get it one day? Like, I need to know. And it was like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. And that's why we do our
Woke up
show
and I
online.
got COVID.
Yo, it sucks. My co-host caught it,
Oh no.
and I was like, and he didn't know. And I was like, yo, man, you're like, you don't seem all right. He was like, it's fine. I'm good. And he was like, I'll go to the doctor.
Oh man, you got exposed to it?
No, not at all. I was very close. But what did happen? My wife caught it.
Oh.
And like that was like, you play around with your relationship and be like, man, if I had more time to myself, you'll see. And I got it. And I was like, damn, I'm lonely. Like, oh man, wow, where are you? And it was terrible, because something we would always do is play video games together. My wife can't really play games, but she liked watching. She enjoys like the stories and cinematics. Like playing a Call of Duty story mode to her is like watching the whole movie. She's over here rooting and cheering, so it was cool.
I think
And then
that's a whole new market that's come out of people streaming as well. People watching other people play video games.
Yeah. That's exactly where the whole Twitch community come in. Is you're able to interact with these other people, real people. That's another thing that makes it cool.
I always hated when people were like, why would you watch people play video games? It's like, dude, you guys watch sports. You guys watch other people playing sports. You're also there for the commentary.
Yeah.
Like-
It's very cool.
Why would you watch other people play music? Why would you watch anything?
Go ahead, keep
You're
going.
not doing it. It's the same mentality.
Yeah, it's crazy how people can think about it. Because when I first started twitching, I couldn't even get my own friends to come in my chat. I was like, all right, guys, I'm going on at 7.
The hard
All right.
You're for real, dude.
Like, all right, it's
They don't
20.
give a fuck. No.
You guys missed all my comedy shows, but this time y'all could do this from your house. You're not doing nothing. I know this. All right, just tune in. 7 o'clock, GITC Gaming. All right, twitch.tv.
Just have the tab open, man. Just have the tab open.
Hey man, you still doing that podcast? Yeah, every weekend. Where are you?
It's so crazy because like I used to get mad at my own members because we used to be on Mixcloud, and Mixcloud goes up by per listen. So I would like go
Just get them to listen to it.
Yeah, I would like a week later, I'll be like, yo, it's 6 of us on this damn podcast. How come we only got 4 listens? Like, who's holding out here? And I know 2 of these listens are me. So like, what the hell's going on here? And they're like, hey man, like I don't know what to tell you.
I didn't have the link.
I hated them. But they're it really is.
Yeah.
But it's a good team. Like it's like I taught everyone how to video edit, so now there's gonna be a lot more emphasis on like the YouTube content on in the coming year. because now I got 6 innocent editors that all know how to edit and make content on their own and things like that.
Also, you can fast track some content now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's been busy. I've been busy. I've been grinding. I've been, girl, you don't see me on the thing. You just go make all that noise. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Girl, you don't know how good this mic is. This is if I can hear it, they can hear it. Go, like what you doing? Like this is my moment. Why would you? It's okay.
Okay, we're good.
All right. Sorry, guys. That's my wife. Okay, now that she don't got it no more, she just thinks she can do whatever she want. Like, let me just.
I survived COVID. I earned this.
Let me just start doing laundry over here in front of your face, and it's like, all right, I don't necessarily appreciate that, but hey, man, 2021 is gonna be really cool. We got a lot of things planned.
You got the blueprint. It's just executing.
Yeah. It's very crazy because every year we seem to grow a little more, and I think we've grown a lot over this year,
Right.
especially. And it's cool because I'm using my platform to get other podcasts out there. I got a cool segment on my website called P2P Podcast to Podcast, where where I allow other podcast members to basically advertise, talk to me about how did they show grow, where did it come from, where did it start, and things like that.
Mhm.
And hopefully somebody on my audience will listen and they'll start gaining their own audience. So
Yeah, it's all
I've
about
been
the
trying
support
to-
network.
I've been trying to do a similar thing. I've been calling it artist appreciation, and I've been using my blog on Aggregate Perspective to try to advertise other artists. And then the podcast as well, like interviewing people, just promoting them. Like, I have a platform. This is what I'm
Right.
doing.
right. And
Come talk to me.
that is so important. I think people forget about stuff like that. I
Yeah.
remember it was called the Two Ninja Kickback. His name was Cameron. I was like, I want to talk to you about your podcast and he looked my show up and he was like, wow, why do y'all want to talk to me? And I was like, I mean, dude, we're not all that big ourselves. Like, he was like, yo, but you got all these interviews and things like that. And I remember what he said to me, he's like, how much? And I was like, oh man. And I'm like, dude, it's $300. Nah, I'm playing. Like,
How much you got on you?
If you're offering,
it's like, dude, there's no cost
we
for
need to eat.
there's seriously no cost.
Yeah, if you can't get paid for it, you got to get advertising, and that's like the huge trade-off. If you can grow your audience, eventually that's going to cause money to come in later.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are out there are sort of selfish. It's like it's mine. No one else gets to be here but me.
The dragon's horde.
Yeah, it's like my precious. And it's like, dude, come on. We're all trying to grow here.
All trying to pursue something.
Exactly. If I can invite you onto my show and you're able to get an audience from that,
Mhm.
that means somewhere down the line, I can come on your show and I can speak to you. We're all growing here. There's enough food. There's a lot of people. There's this bad stereotype out there that there's not enough food on the table. There is a lot of food for all of us to eat. It's just that some people get seconds, thirds, fourths.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the other thing is too, like, you're not going to eat the same meal every day.
Yeah. I think
There's plenty of different meals too.
there's so many. There's such a big table that we could all sit at, and it's very lonely being at the top of something by yourself. It's very lonely. So make friends along the way, help build other people up. That's something I'm very big and passionate on, and things like that. Like on Twitch, it's this.
Let's grow the communities.
Yeah, and I think that's what people have forgotten, or is overshadowed, because people tend to believe that there aren't any, like everyone's out for themselves, and it's not true. There's a community, there's a group of people that genuinely want to help just for the sake of helping.
I think one of the hardest parts for people to get through their head though is like to really understand that you have to talk to them. You have to have conversations. And that was the whole purpose of why I started doing this. That's how Ryan became part of this, like just having conversations. We need to talk to each other.
Yeah, I'm not even technically a host.
Yeah, I mean, at this point you are.
I know,
Like, this
yeah.
entire season you've been on like every other episode.
That's true. That's true.
Hey man, don't feel bad for that. I kidnapped my co-host too. I didn't even tell him we were going to a radio station. I was like, "Yo, bro, can you come with me
I'm gonna
to my
stuff you in
friend's house?"
this closet, and you're gonna get a mic in your face, and you're just gonna riff.
Yo, it was crazy. I remember I picked him up. He was like, "Where are we going?" I was like, "We're going over to a friend's house." And he was like, "Why are we at a studio?" I was like, "Hey, don't worry." I was like, "Hey, well, can you sit here?" I was like, all right, everybody.
Bro, I
welcome to
gave you
Geeks.
that $20 back. I swear.
Welcome to Geeks in the City.
All the way leading up to it. He's like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yo, he really did it. I was like, "I'm Burger."
That's
is my-
crazy.
But now look where you're at now.
Yeah, it's crazy because like every now and again he'll still be like, "You kidnapped me here," and I was like, "Kidnapped
Yep.
me."
I thought we were going to a friend's house. Now we're doing a weekly show. What the hell is going on?
I was bringing you into your next opportunity.
What would you be doing right now?
Oh man.
So in the beginning, I wanted to throw back. You said when you were introducing yourself that you had a funny story about a show on Broadway, or was it? Or what was
Right. So
let's hear that story.
So this some exclusive stuff. Not many people know about this. So I was able, like, luckily, right, I was able to be part of this Broadway play in New York City.
Mhm.
Now the auditioning process was very crazy because there were like sometimes when you audition for stuff, you don't know what you're auditioning for. You just go in and you just try. And oh, that's funny. I definitely seen someone sneak behind y'all. And I was like, oh man, they're not even good. Like,
Yeah, that's our camera operator.
oh man,
You're good.
it's cool. I was like, why are there a
no
set of
attention to that.
sweatpants just floating away?
When we drop this episode, there will be another angle of us.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So I went to this place. It was called a Sunflower Production. I went in, I auditioned because there was this character. They had a dad on this role, and I was like, I can portray a good father. Like that was my mission. I'm gonna portray a good father. So I went in there with all this emotion, and you can't do that no more. And I love you. Don't you walk out that door. And I was like, and they was like, yo, we love it. You nailed it. I was like, awesome. It was like, we want you to be a rapist. And I was like,
Hold up. Whoa.
son of a, and I was taken aback because, people usually cast you for stuff like you tend to resemble, oh, you're tall, you could be a basketball player. And it was, it felt like they looked at me and it was like, you look like you hang out at dark alleys at night. We think
Maybe it was the intensity of the way you said, I love you.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And but I didn't want to turn it down because I was like, this is an
It's
opportunity.
on Broadway.
It's an opportunity.
Problem is, I've never been a rapist, so I needed to practice.
No.
And I chose my wife as my target. So I would just wait until she was doing mundane activities and just attack her. And I was like, she'd just be laying around and I'll just get on the ground. And she'd be like, all right, let's get it. And I was like, no.
No, I'm gonna need you to say no more.
You're ruining the character. You're not supposed to like it. You're like, damn it. It was so weird because I told my father about it, and me and my father are very close. And I was like, Dad, I want to pray. The conversation before was like, Dad, I think I'm gonna be this father character, and I think I can be this because of how you raised me. He was like, I'm so proud of you, son. I was like, I'm like, Dad, I'm gonna do it. And I went in, get cast as a rapist. My father called me up, son, I know you got the part. I was like, yeah, but he was like, son, you don't got to tell me anything. All right. You know why they cast you for that role, because that role was meant for you. I was like, Dad, you're not helping. You're not helping.
No. I got some news.
I know you're going to, I know whenever you get cast, you're going to blow you're going to go all the way. All right, son, you do whatever they say and you go all the way with it. I'm like, Dad, they want me to be a rapist. He was like, all right, maybe you don't want to do that. That might,
or maybe not all the way.
that might cause some awkward conversations at the next family reunion. You might want to you might want to turn that one down, son. This is pivotal in your comedy career. Like you don't want to end up on, you don't want to be in a surviving documentary on Netflix someday in the future. And it's like, oh man, but it was
on
crazy.
Jimmy Kimmel one day.
Would that
in the
be
future.
considered you me tooing yourself?
I don't know. Because I can always be like, I didn't want to do it. Like they stereotyped me. Like I went in there wanted to be a proud father, and they was like, great, put this hood on and say these racial slurs at this woman walking out this building. I was like,
no.
and oh man, I remember the day of the show. I felt so bad because they was like, all right, so this is how we're gonna do it. This is like, these are how Broadway plays do their scenes. They were like, you're gonna sit in the audience, so no one's gonna suspect you. And I want them to really think you're attacking this woman. And this guy sat by me. He was big as hell. And I was like,
You're like, oh shit.
I was like, oh man, he looked like he might try to stop me. And sure enough, the cue came up and I got up and I was jumped on the stage and he stood up too. And I was like, and we had to stop the show for a second. It was like, it's part of the act, man. Calm down. He was like, oh, much. I was about to.
It's gonna break your neck.
I was like, God damn. But hey, man, I got to be part of the Broadway play though, so you know, all wells and ill wells, I guess. Like,
I mean, even when you see starting out artists, like you see some stuff, someone that's super famous now, you go see like their debut or whatever it was that they actually managed to land a role in, even if it's just a side character, you get that a lot.
hey, man, they should have just cast me as a tree. I'd have been completely okay with that. It was, and I'm mad at myself for how serious I took this role. I was just like, I was walking down the street like, what would a rapist do?
Oh no! Oh no!
And I'm like,
I gotta get in character.
Yeah, I gotta get in character. Where's my wife at?
I gotta get in the other character.
And it was like, oh man, it's very
anime body pillow your dakimakura and then just pounce on it.
It's very awkward to invite your family to a play that they have no idea what you're gonna portray.
Yeah, I really liked how intense you were.
To be fair, like if you did anything on Broadway, it's only up from there, right?
I mean, sure. Like it was definitely a sad car ride home. It was. So you didn't think it was necessary for you to inform us that you you didn't think it was important that
content warning.
my mother don't even want to look at me. It's it's like, this is what you think of women. It was like, Mom, no. Like I'm like,
Your wife was like, I loved it.
Oh man, I love and hate her so much. Like, oh man, but hey man, if moral of the story, ask questions before you audition. That's the if there's one walk away I can do is be like, go in there with some ground rules. Hey guys, let me just let you know, I don't want to be any type of sexual deviant or anything. Okay, all right, cool. And then proceed with your audition. If they don't call you back, then realize you dodged the bullet.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, so what are you enjoying right now? We have a lot of the same interests. What are you really diving into right now on your free time?
Actually, I had a question. Top 5 animes.
Top 5 anime? All right, mine are weird because my animes are old. So, and I refuse to let like new ones go in. So Big O, big fan of Big O. Gundam Double Zeta. School Rumble, very big School Rumble fan. This anime just came out called Erased.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've heard of that.
It's really, really good. And a tie between either, I want to say Naruto, because that's what I watched as a kid, but Clannad was like,
oh bro, I'm rewatching it right now.
Oh my god,
I am in After Story right now.
Oh man, it's so real. It's so real.
That is the anime that got me in love with anime.
That is the anime that got me to be like, I can feel too. Like,
sometimes you just gotta watch it to feel, man. Sometimes you just gotta.
Tyler, have
It's
you watched
so
Clannad?
crazy because
I actually haven't seen any of
Okay,
these except
okay,
Naruto.
yeah. So who? Okay. Let's not get too into it.
hey,
on
look,
that.
man, I'm just saying that
That's cool.
it'll take you through a
You'll
wave of
convince me.
emotions. Like it'll take you through a wave.
It is one of my favorite anime of all time.
Got it on Blu-ray.
Oh, yep, that's what I'm watching it on right at home. I got my Blu-ray disc.
The best way.
I just posted a photo on my Instagram. I have some manga around me that I got for Christmas, and I also have 2 dongo. I have 5 dongo at home, and a 6th one coming in the mail right now. I'm a huge fan of Clannad. It is one of the best anime ever
With
made.
that image,
Yeah, that image.
he's wearing a fucking like Santa mask and he's holding a gun in a sexy pose in front of the Christmas tree.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm so
That's
proud
a
of that
beautiful
photo.
picture. I want the editor to put that in.
Yeah, put it in. I
I love Clannad so much.
It's so good.
And
And that kind of reminds me because I just got done with. This isn't much of a spoiler. Yoshino's arc and his rock star fame, and it really ties back into never lose sight of what you were pursuing to begin with. So I don't know if you remember that arc, but he started with his love songs, and then he tried to change to make songs for other people, and he lost his way. He lost his following. He's lost his fans. And he realized that the original purpose of him pursuing his passion is what made him popular to begin with. So thank you, Clannad. It tied back in beautifully.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, that's a real. Any man that loves Clannad is a great human being. I can tell you that. Like,
Respect.
yo, bro, you can't see my fist, but it's definitely touching the screen,
But
right?
who's best girl? Who's best girl?
Damn, I like Nagisa, but I feel like Nagisa is like the cop out answer because everyone, and no, it's only because like,
I feel like Kyo's the cop out.
nah, it's only because like my wife like like resembles her, like she's
Mhm.
small and like no, I'm not saying you're a weak person. I'm just saying like
I heard that.
I'm,
What?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm saying like she's this beautiful character that has like all these things like against her, but she tries to like still fight, take every day with a smile and things like
absolutely, yeah.
that. So it's a compliment of anything.
What is this one about?
It is a beautiful story about just life in general, like your progression of dealing. Clannad is a translation of family from Gaelic, and it is a very family-oriented story. Everything ties back into family. I read the visual novel too, and it's
Yeah. Oh, I played it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
we are. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, that got the scenes that they didn't put in the anime. Like,
Yeah, that it did. Yeah, those were super awkward.
I'm like, oh man, this is weird. Like,
Yeah, June Media's writing is beautiful, and then the sex scenes happen, and it's like, what are you doing, bro?
why am I here? Like, I hate it here, bro.
Wait, family and then sex.
Okay, so it's an Arrow visual novel. Yeah. There's no sex scenes in the anime. They
Okay,
don't.
I had to ask because sometimes it gets kind of weird.
Oh yeah, the anime can get pretty weird.
Yeah. I watched this anime called Domestic Girlfriend,
Oh yes.
and like I was watching it uncensored, and I was like, they're not gonna. Oh,
Oh, yep.
okay, all right, all right. Let me just turn this volume down a little. All right, let me get out of here.
Where are the tissues?
Oh, gross. Oh man, but I think you'll like Clannad. It's very
One of my favorite.
it is truly an adventure because you go on this journey with these characters from high school into adulthood, and
Yeah.
that's where a lot of anime stop. It stops at the high school, so you get to see how they react.
Become adults.
Yeah, and it's like life gets hard.
Life
You know what I
is
mean?
super hard.
And it's not like the anime. Hey, everything is great. Everybody's doing what they want. It's you end up working a job just to be like, hey, I can provide for my family. It's really, really good.
It's a beautiful story.
Sounds very realistic.
It's I highly recommend it. I mean, if you've ever watched Angel Beats, same writer.
Oh yeah. There's another good story.
Yeah.
Okay, so top 5 anime, top 5 waifus / or husbandos, if you needed to. Either or.
Waifus?
Yeah, waifus.
I mean,
I mean, just top waifu. It doesn't even have to be top 5 because I only have like 2.
You're hardcore weaving now.
I'm just saying, like my wife, like right here, dude. like what you
2D only.
like, top waifu. What? This woman I'm standing next to. That's the only waifu for me. Give me a high five, babe. Oh. Like, all right, here we go.
All right, best girl then. There we go. That's an alternative best girl.
Best girl. I love Megumi.
Oh.
From Konosuba.
Yeah.
I love Megumi. She's literally I love her as a character. Everything she do is funny.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, and at the end of the day, she's a great person. Like she's not.
Every single character in that anime is beyond perfect.
I know. I love them.
Their dynamic is just perfect.
I love them, and I did not expect myself to like that show as much as I did when I went into it. I was like, I went in there with nothing but biased judgments and things like that.
Because it's another isekai. There's a million of them.
I know. It's like this. I joke about it with my podcast all the time. I'm like, guys, what we're doing right now is going to be an isekai one day. So I'm telling you. I was recording my podcast and then I got transferred to another world. And that's going to be the title of the anime.
I'm in another world as a refrigerator. That one manga.
Just press record and then stuff starts happening.
Have you watched Konosuba?
No.
Okay, another one. One of my other favorites.
I've really only seen like the classic ones like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay, so the
Code
OGs.
Geass is a
Code
pretty
Geass is
interesting
an
one.
amazing story.
I really liked Eureka 7 too. I didn't like the main character, but I liked his character development. He was a little bitch.
You should definitely watch Psychopath.
Psychopath
I've heard
is another
very good
one.
things about Psychopaths.
It is definitely an adult anime.
It's a thriller. Yeah.
I think I've only seen the first episode, but the concept was really interesting.
It's scary because it's like, I hope we don't get that way in
For
real
real.
life, like where everything is just predetermined for you. Like,
Yeah.
So
AI-based system intelligence. That'd be terrifying.
fun
This
fact.
guy's gonna commit a crime. You die.
Main character from Psychopath I've interviewed.
Really?
Yeah, he's also Shisui from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So
I did listen to that episode.
oh yeah. I love that Robert Cullen. That's my guy right there, man. He does me like this awesome thing. It's like I'll text him like randomly like every other like week, and I'm like, "Are we still friends?" He was like, "We definitely are." I'm like, "Oh."
I just had to check, man. I just wanted to hear it.
I just wanted to make sure, man. You could have just been saying all this nice stuff just on the camera, but cool. So,
What are you watching right now?
what am I watching right now? I'm watching a bunch of what's it called? Jujutsu Kaisen.
That sounds familiar.
A friend of mine has put me on it, and like for the life of me, like I keep watching episode 1 and falling asleep on it. So like it's like this is like technically this is like going to be like my 5th time like trying to watch it and like watch it complete because I like I do the same thing. I'm like, all right, it's like no, it's like 10 o'clock. Like let me just put this on and wake up. Damn. All right, I got to try again.
Gotta try again. Gotta redo it.
Hey man, but I'm rewatching the old stuff. What I'm really doing is I'm rewatching a lot of stuff with my lady because she didn't really grow up on like it was there, but she didn't like enjoy it. Like now she enjoys it. And I think that's because like
we got to get into
It's
this.
not
I
a
did
super
the
fan.
same. I did the same thing with my wife. She was not it. She didn't really. She knew about anime. She watched like Dragon Ball, whatnot. But like getting her into it, how did that go?
oh man, it was very rough at first because we had like a lot of rules. It was like, all right, I'll watch 1 episode of this if you watch 5 episodes of Empire with me, and I'm like, ew,
Betrayal.
like
Real people.
like yuck. Basketball wise, ew, babe. Like, so I had to like kidnap her, like, and then like slowly, like I think,
Just spoon feed.
yeah, just boom, like, hey, we're going to the movies. What are we watching? It's a surprise. Oh, Avengers surprise. Oh, and then it was like, wait, who's that guy? It's like, oh, that's Thanos. Like, oh, I think I hate him. Oh, wait till the end of the film. Like, and so like now, like she like
you will.
so now it's like she's now super into it. It was very rough, now I get surprised because like she'll bring stuff up to me. Like I'm not into like the gory scene, and like there's an anime called Higurashi or When They Cry,
Yep.
and she fucking loved that show, and I'm like, man, you're
I think I've seen that one.
yeah. It's this anime about like
Oh fuck yes, that one is crazy.
yeah, I know. I'm like, I be looking at her weird. I'm like, well, why you like this shit? Like this ain't wholesome. Like we were supposed to
Yeah.
go to bed tonight, and all
Every episode is like a little bit different too.
yeah.
I had a moment too. I was sitting in the backyard grilling some food up, and I turned around and look in the living room. My wife is watching the first episode of Goblin Slayer. I'm like, babe, what are you doing?
Without me?
Oh man, it was so weird. I like when I interviewed I interviewed the woman that got raped in the beginning of that scene. And like she the only person I told her, I was like, look, I was cast to be a rapist, so you know, I understand. Like, I understand that's not cool what they did to you.
Yeah, it's an infamous anime. If you haven't heard the hype on that, it starts off with a rape scene.
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome. It's like, wow. It's oh man, it is. And my wife was eating that shit up. She was like, damn, she took it. I was like, oh, yuck. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy to see like you introduce them to this because what I told my wife, I used to watch Clannad like every so often, once or twice a year, every couple of years, and I'm like, hey, look, I don't know if you're gonna be into this. I'm gonna watch this. You can join me if you want. And I was so nervous whether or not she was gonna hate it or she ended up loving it. And I was gonna like, because otherwise it's gonna be just this awkward time every couple of years. I'm just gonna be in the living room by myself watching this anime, tears
She'll be like,
streaming down
"Why
my
are you watching
face.
this?"
yeah, man. My whole goal, like when I met my wife, like I had given up all the like I was like, well, so much for finding an anime girl. Like, my dreams, so much for finding that girl that likes anime and video games. And then like she slowly like, oh, I can get into this. And then like we solidified our passion and our friendship when I bought Persona 5, and she was like, oh, this is awesome. I was like, oh, say no more. Like,
We binging this now.
oh yeah, we
Did we just become best friends?
social link rank up. Like, like it was great. So yeah, man, we play a lot of stuff together. We're playing, I think right now on Twitch we're playing Phoenix Wright. We're playing Phoenix Wright. And we're playing 999. These are like cinematic stories or story games and things like that.
Was there a game for? Oh, I'm thinking of the movie. For, I think it's just 9.
Oh, 9? Yeah, that was a movie. Like those puppet things or whatever.
999 is like this like jigsaw like world. It's like these 9 people are trapped on this boat that's sinking, and they got like 9 hours to get out, and or they're gonna die. It's really good though. Story wise, it's really good. If it's something I can appreciate, it's a good writing and story. So
That's awesome.
What is the gameplay comparable to?
it's like a visual novel. Like read a bunch of text,
Oh, and then you select your routes and what decisions you make. Okay.
and then they give you a hard ass puzzle that's like
Yeah.
that not even a grown man can solve. Like with 3 other adults in the room, like, hey, yo, how good is y'all long division math? And it's like everybody starts scratching their head, like,
Do we get a calculator? No.
You're not going to carry a calculator in your pocket.
Not if you're on a boat.
they're over here. Yeah, what's the digital root of this number? I'm like, digital root.
What is that?
Damn.
We're planting stuff now?
Use the Fibonacci sequence. I'm like, Fibonacci.
Find the circumference of.
How is this? And this is a game that was like made for the DS. I'm like, how is this a game for adolescents was gonna be able to solve?
It.
Not in, oh man, but the story is really good. It has a lot of good story moments. Really, really intense. Love that game. Hate the puzzles though. Hate puzzles.
Fuck puzzles.
Yeah, fuck puzzles. Unless it's from Catherine. Even then, fuck puzzles. I don't know if you guys played Catherine, but
I don't play too much video games no more.
oh man, that's all I got. That's all I got time for is podcasting, gaming. I guess writing mangas and stuff. Actually, you're right. I don't think I got that much time either. I might be making mistakes still with my days. Like I might have other stuff to do. But
I feel that, dude.
I'll tell you, one of my biggest game out there called Catherine, that's based on relationships. And ooh wee, was I stupid to play that game? Like, because the dude you play with cheats on his woman, but like they tell it from like a sympathetic point of view. It's like, he didn't really mean to it. And my wife was just like, "So you support these type of people?" I was like, "You gotta understand, babe. He didn't he didn't mean to. He was caught up." It's like, damn. Like,
I know I'm doing it, but it's not me.
I just kind of slipped and fell.
like it's like he was like he was caught up. She told her he was pregnant. She told her she was pregnant all of a sudden. She wanted to get married. He was confused. Is that how you feel? I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm completely happy in life right now. Like I don't even think of other women. Like I don't even dream of other women. All my dreams now have mannequins on them. That's how faithful I am.
Ooh, got the I am legend dilemma. Just walking around, mannequins everywhere. Please talk.
Hey, please don't be.
No one exists except the wife and the kids.
Yeah, that's how I'm living. Like,
Awesome, man. Yeah. Any other passions that you're?
You had another question, I think, before I cut you off with the anime one.
Shit, what was it?
I don't remember.
I did the what are you watching? Who's your best girl? I mean, like, you're into manga, right? What so far? I'm not sure if you've seen both or read both. Like, manga versus anime wise, what do you think has done a decent job portraying it?
I'm somebody that needs all senses
Mm-hmm.
to be used, so I'm more on the anime side of things.
Same.
'Cause
Yeah.
I like the idea of having uh, a sound. Like I like the idea of music,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
you can't get that from manga.
Music influences emotion.
Yeah, I'm very big on sound and music and things like that. Not that there's anything wrong with manga at all. I've read a lot of manga, and I've seen like anime adaptations, and it's hit or miss. Some of them are really really great, some of them are very very bad. But I think I always tend to be on the anime side of things just to get that full immersion of things like
Yeah.
that.
Also, fight scenes aren't good in manga.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
You can't portray that very well.
yeah, so like I seen a fight scene on a manga. I seen the very same. I seen I seen Rock Lee versus Gara in manga, and I seen that very same scene in the anime, and I was like, why am I even reading this shit at this point? Like,
The moments the weights drop, yeah.
yeah, I'm like, why am I even reading this? I'll wait the 10 years for them to adapt this. Like, so
What about anything that you strongly dislike? Like somebody would come up to you and be like, "Hey man, have you read this? Have you seen this yet?" And you're just like, it's not for me.
I'm not really big on like overly sexualized like character women.
Oh man, that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sword Art, they just went too far.
Oh, you think that's
Yeah.
too far?
Like
It was just unnecessary. It like not too far, but like if they did it tastefully, it'd be fine. In a context, it was just
Yeah,
kind of like,
I can think of like 7 different anime. That's
I'm
like,
sure.
my buddy of mine's, he was like, I remember last Christmas, he got me like a Blu-ray DVD set of High School DxD.
Oh no.
And like
Oh no.
and like I've heard of it, but I never watched, but I didn't watch it. And my wife was like, "Oh, cool, we can watch it together."
Oh no.
And like literally within like the first 5 minutes, it was
Uh-huh.
like
Just
it's ridiculous. And if she was gonna kill me, she could at least let me squeeze her tits first. And I was like,
I know.
this
Oh my
this
God.
this is not. I'm like,
like a 13-year-old wrote it.
yeah, like it's like I'm like, oh,
We're gonna make an anime about boobs
That's
and
all you need to
demons.
say.
Everything else comes later.
I don't need to see it. Just a 13-year-old wrote it. I got it.
Yeah. I watched the first episode that with my wife, and I'm like, all right, this is hentai.
yeah, this is pretty disgusting. But yeah, I mean, it's just gratuity, like, and like overly sexualized women. I'm not really a big fan. I'm not really a big fan of like the etchy in anime, and it's rooted in like anime lore, so
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna be there regardless. It's just some scenes, just
It's just sometimes it's unnecessary. Like you were going for this.
yeah, like I don't need to see like overuse of stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's why I like Clannad so much because it's like
It is very wholesome.
it is very
way on the
much
other.
not there.
Yeah.
It is very much not there.
They may as well blur out hand holding. That's how wholesome it was.
And the only time it gets there is like we're married, and it's like okay, everything makes sense. This is I can get behind this. So yeah,
A very like traditional feel.
yeah.
I think that was part of Kyoto Animation, the company that animated it. They didn't want to do it. They wanted to portray it as wholesome as possible.
Yeah, man, because it gives us a bad. It gives. I feel like there's this bad stigma on like anime watchers that they're all
Oh, absolutely.
these greasy fat guys that like just lust over women, and it's like nah, man. It's
Like the delinquents of nerds.
yeah, it's like yeah, you guys only care about chicks and them being naked, and it's like, dude, I'm married. I'm done. Like my teenage phases are over. I'm just in it for the story. I'm in it for the content.
It's one of those things where like you don't openly admit unless you like know, like, oh yeah, I like anime, and everyone just kind of looks at you funny and like
ugh,
you filthy fucking weeb.
filthy animal, and it's like, but the anime culture is definitely is definitely more influenced now. It's
Oh yeah, anime's exploded.
yeah
In the past like 10 years.
yeah. I just found out that Funimation bought Crunchyroll,
Yep, they're merging, and I'm.
Oh, really?
and I'm like, damn,
Funimation has a terrible website.
they do.
Their mobile app is not as smooth as Crunchyroll. I've had a lot of issues on Funimation.
Hopefully they get better with that. I was watching My Hero Academia on Funimation as it was coming out because I guess that was like the best place to find it for us, and their the navigation of the site was horrible.
Deal with stuff all the time. You save things to your queue, and you go to your queue, and there's nothing there. It's like,
Man, I remember going back in the day. I used to use Analinks to watch all my anime.
I used to watch cartoons online.
Trying to like navigate without getting a virus.
oh, man.
Some LimeWire.
Click
Oh,
this
yeah.
link for part 2. Click this link
YouTube,
for part
yep.
3.
You do like 14 links. Yeah, yep.
I've done
I
that.
remember those days. That was so hard. Fan subs are something that I miss though, just because the fan subs were hilarious sometimes. Sometimes I watch anime mostly in Japanese with subtitles, and just the subs that they will throw up on the screen sometimes. It's like, they said this. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to say.
Let me just squeeze in some bullshit. Like, I think I watched Lucky Star with fan subs, and I was like, man, this is really weird. Like this is really weird.
God, I can't remember what that anime was where the Japanese version did so terrible. So when they brought it here to
Oh, you're talking. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Is it 13
You're talking about
Ghosts or what?
You're talking Ghost Hunt.
Ghost Stories.
Ghost Stories. That's
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah, they're just like, it did so terrible in Japan that they just said, guys, here's the scenes, do whatever the fuck you want.
Do whatever the hell you want. And they literally made it a bridge of that entire.
Yep.
And the only thing they had to do was just keep the characters' names the same.
That's the only...
and they did whatever they want. It's literally that.
It is insane.
In fact,
was it bad?
oh, it's amazing in English.
It's amazing in a horrible way.
I think I might have to put that up there with my top 5. I love that. I love that show.
Just YouTube a clip of it, and you'll probably die of laughter.
I'm just gonna rewatch this and write down like a list of animes to watch.
Oh, there's so many I could recommend. If you found someone that was new to anime, what's your go-to recommendation?
It depends because a lot of different people it depends on their genre, honestly. You can't I tried to tell some of my friends to watch Clannad, and they was like, "Ain't no fucking fighting here." I'm like, "Oh, you guys suck."
Oh, dude, that's a hard one to recommend because the first episode, I hate the first episode. It's so boring.
but it picks up so.
I know. I'm glad I finished it, but when I first started watching it, I was like, man, I don't even know if I want to watch this. I'm so glad I still watched it.
So that one it's not like actiony, it's more like emotional.
I mean, it
Just, like,
has some
story
action,
based.
but no,
It's complete story. Like
it's complete story.
It's like nah. It's weird. It's
I can
hard
get
because
behind that.
I watch a lot of like Steins Gate is one of my
Steins
favorites.
Gate is amazing.
But like once again, try telling my friends watching, they're like, man, I fucking care about no time machine. Where they fighting at? I'm like, it's like wait till you get to like the end of the world. There's a fight going on.
Yeah, dude, there's a huge thing going on. But it's got to have the story build up, man.
What would I say if anybody was to be like, hey, just got an anime, what should I watch? Probably send them to Dragon Ball.
Something, just one of them? Any of
That's a
them?
classic.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball was actually pretty good. Like,
Dragon
the
Ball was my
story-
favorite
Yeah.
out of all of them, just the original.
Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball Z can kind of throw some people off a little because it kind of
Yeah.
gets crazy. But Dragon Ball, from beginning to end, it's like it has a goal. Nothing's like
Yeah.
too ridiculous, and you root for the characters.
Yep.
Dragon Ball Z, you're just like, they just keep getting more and more powerful and dying and coming back. What the fuck is going on?
When you get to Dragon Ball Z, you're like, when is Goku gonna get here? Like
And
all the
Super is
shit-
just like,
it can be. When is Goku?
Super
gonna
is
get
so
here?
campy.
I hate Super so much.
Super's pretty
I
notorious.
really liked GT. I know people don't like it, but I really liked GT.
I enjoy GT.
The art style was amazing, and I liked how they just went like a completely different direction after.
I just hate that they was in space for like a nice time. But I enjoy GT. A lot of people get on GT because it's like
I'm not.
It
ass.
seeing
I'm like,
It seemed darker.
I don't think it felt darker to me. I mean, it kind of did. It did deal with like the entire human race getting enslaved to like baby Vegeta. So
My go-to recommendation for people is Angel Beats. It's short, the dub is great, the sub is great, it's emotional, has good music in it, has action scenes. I think it's just an all-around great beginner anime.
it does. I feel like a lot of people, because Angel Beats, it ends in a way where it's like, damn.
Yeah,
Like,
it stabs you.
It's like,
Stabs
damn.
you.
Like, it's like you're watching one type of anime, and then like by episode 6, it's like, nah, this is what it's really about. And it's like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. Like,
If I had to recommend any, I think it'd be Code Geass.
That's a good one.
that's a good one. But Code Geass is pretty long. I tried.
Yeah, I think it was like 50 episodes.
Yeah, I tried.
But it's not as long as the other ones.
I think that if you're trying to get someone, if someone's just getting introduced to something, I mean, I know I introduced Dragon Ball, but I think it should be like 12 episodes,
Yeah.
the most.
That's my reason for Angel Beats.
Um,
They released a few extras. There's some more OVAs. Now it's 15.
Devil May Cry is only like, or wait, Devil Man Crybaby?
Yeah, I think it's Devilman Crybaby.
Devil May Cry is a game.
Yeah, Devilman.
That one's only like 10 episodes.
oh,
But
yeah,
that art style is also very different from other anime, though.
it's really good though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoy it.
I ruined that one for my ex-girlfriend because she saw like the very last episode and she
Oh,
didn't want to watch the
no.
rest of it.
Oh man,
Spoilers.
you jerk! Like, why would you,
I was like, "There's so much going on, though. You have to."
you jerk! Like,
no, something that you've watched you weren't expecting and it turned out great. You have anything like that? Because for me, it was I was tired of a normal just a harem anime, so I wanted to try a reverse harem anime. So one woman, ton of dudes, and Kiss Him Not Me. It has-
oh yeah, that's great.
Oh my god, I had no expectations going into it. It's got a terrible message about body shaming and everything
Oh yeah,
like that.
it's
But
Other
other
pretty
than that,
disgusting. But it's
yeah,
it's a
I was not expecting it. I was laughing so hard.
I think my buddy, like, I was very against watching Yuri on Ice, and then I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" Like, I love Yuri on Ice now. Yuri on Ice, Kiss Him Not Me. That's a really.
It's a funny one.
I think if I was to, yeah, I think that's a pretty good. Hey, get into this,
Mhm.
check it. especially for women who don't like.
Yeah, the standard harem.
Yeah, it's like, here, check it out. This is how we feel. Like this, you think it's all about, chicks lusting over dudes. Like,
Yep.
check this one out. Like,
That's a great one.
yeah, most definitely.
So we're kind of coming up on I think the last 5 minutes. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to promote all the things that you've been working on, all the things that I mean, essentially this whole episode has been that, but give people like locations of where to find your stuff.
Okay, I have a podcast called Geekz in the City. You can always go on our website at gitcnet.hub. We're on all major platform, Apple, Google Play, Spotify, iHeart, wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm pretty sure we're there. So you can definitely check us out there. We're also on Twitch. I'm on at twitch.tv/GITC Gaming. Also, we do a podcast there every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Also follow the other members of Geekz in the City, Ishana Nani, Gear Bear, Owl Wolf, the Almighty Biz, Inkpen. They all have their individual Twitches, which is direct their names. I have a webtoon out called Living with the Geeks. It's a story that I came up with a while ago that I was trying to adapt into a sitcom. Did not happen, but we were able to make it into a manga / comics on webtoon. It's completely free. Check it out. We have a Kickstarter that's coming out on January 1st, where we're trying to build up funds for the next couple of issues. I do not ask for you to put in money. All I ask is for you to share it with somebody who may like it. That alone is enough. I believe it'll reach its goal if enough people see it, and I'm happy with that alone. We also have a YouTube at Geekz in the City that's been sprinkled here and there. Got a lot of future plans with it, so definitely check that out. We're on Twitter at GeekC. We're on Instagram at Geekz in the City. Facebook is Geekz in the City. Am I missing anything? I think that's it right now. Yeah, those are all my platforms. Check out our website. Like I said, gitchub.net. All of our stuff is there. Our interviews are there. We have these cool interviews called Skipping the Line with all your favorite voice actors. And, just because I'm here right now, I'll give you guys a little tidbit. We got some actors coming up soon as well. So it's not just voice actors. We're going to have actual actors. We're going to have some musicians come up there. So it's a hub for everyone there. And if anyone that's listening to this, and you have a podcast, and feel free to contact me, because one of my biggest goals is helping podcasts grow. I think it's super important, because when I just started and I didn't know what to do, I remember how hard it was. So now that I'm, 3 years into the game, I think I got a better understanding of how it works. And if I can use my platform to elevate you to get at least 3 new viewers, then I'm happy with that. So, hey, check me out.
Nice. All right. Mr. Jay Berger, thank you for being on Your Thoughts.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it being here. What you guys are doing is awesome. It's cool when you're like, you try to do something and you realize there are other people out there doing the same thing as you. So It's really cool, really fun speaking with you guys. I think my wife is mad at me. I think my wife is kind of mad about this.
Well, I'm sorry if we had any part of that.
I mean, hey man, we're married. That's gonna happen.
Gotta break a few eggs, guys. You gotta break a few eggs.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Christmas was 2 days ago. She'll get over it. You know what I mean. Her birthday coming up, so we'll be all right.
All right, and thank you, Ryan, for co-hosting.
Anytime.
That concludes Your Thoughts podcast. Check us out on Spotify, on Stitcher, on Apple. We have a YouTube channel, Your Thoughts Podcast. I think it's actually just Your Thoughts. I'm not sure, actually.
Link in the description.
Link in the description. YourThoughtsPodcast.com has everything. Come check us out. I've been doing an artist appreciation series, so if you're interested in having your art promoted, hit me up. Seriously. I'd love to have an influx of people contacting me so I don't have to keep seeking out artists every week. If you'd like to be on Your Thoughts podcast, also hit us up. And pretty sure that's it. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, Your Thoughts Pod. Yeah. Thank you once again, Jay.
Hey, no problem, guys. If no matter where you guys are in the world, man, check out this podcast. It's pretty dope. And if you wanna go that extra mile, share it with a friend. That's how
Yes,
that's how it
that
keeps
is
growing.
incredibly beneficial to like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. I know it seems like it's very small, but it's 2 seconds for you. It does so much for,
If you saw it and you share it, somebody else is going to see it.
and that's how we keep it growing.
Awesome. You have a great day, my man.